Ryan Kaji, the kid who turned unboxing toys into a billion-dollar empire, is now watching that empire start to crumble. But honestly, maybe that's not such a bad thing. Could this finally be Ryan's big break from, well, everything? I know. You're probably thinking, oh great, another video piling on about Ryan's world falling apart.
Ah, shit. Here you go again.
But trust me, this is important, because this isn't just another what went wrong story. It's about how Ryan's life became a business, the impact that had, and where things might go from here. And to understand that, we need to go back to where it all started. Back in 2015, 4-year-old Ryan Kaji started his YouTube channel, Ryan's Toy Reviews. His first video? Just him chilling with a Lego Duplo train set, being a kid and having fun. It was cute, relatable, and innocent. Basically every kid's dream on camera. But then shortly after things exploded, his video Giant Lightning McQueen Egg surprise hit millions of views in a month. Before anyone could say ka-chow, Ryan's channel zoomed past 5 million subscribers. By 2018, he wasn't just that kid on YouTube. He was raking in $22 million a year with his face on toys at Walmart and Target. Ryan had officially leveled up from playtime to prime time. But when your brand is built on a kid's charm, how long before that charm starts to fade? So, by 2019, Ryan's Toy Reviews wasn't just a YouTube channel anymore. It got a full-on rebrand as Ryan's World. Why? Because the kid had his face slapped on literally everything. We're talking toys, backpacks, toothpaste. He probably had his own line of socks at some point. And get this, his toy line alone made over $250 million. Like, dude was basically the Elon Musk of 7-year-olds. But with all that fame, yeah, the drama started rolling in. That same year, the FTC showed up and was like, hey, quick question. Why are 90% of your videos just ads for toys without telling anyone? Turns out a ton of their content was secretly sponsored, and they weren't exactly being clear about it. And I mean, if a toddler can't tell what's an ad and what's not, that's kind of shady, right? People were starting to ask if this was still Ryan having fun or if his parents were just cashing in big time. Then came 2020, when we were all stuck at home pretending to pay attention on Zoom calls, binge-watching Tiger King, and going through that weird 2-week Minecraft phase. Meanwhile, Ryan's World got a big boost in views because, let's face it, kids needed something to watch while their parents were working, but really just stress eating in the pantry. But here's the thing, Ryan was getting older, and his audience wasn't sticking around forever. The cracks in this empire were starting to show, and trust me, it only gets messier from here. So here's the deal. By 2021, Ryan's World started to hit some serious turbulence. The original fans? Yeah, they were off doing TikTok dances or sweating over Fortnite, not watching Ryan review toys like it was still 2016. The views? Barely cracking 100K, which compared to the billions he used to pull, was like finding pocket change under the couch cushions. Then came March 11th. 2021, when Sunny V2 dropped a video called The Dark Side of Ryan Toys Review, calling out Ryan's parents and the shady side of the whole operation. At the time, not a lot of people paid attention, but now, TikTok, memes, exposés, it's everywhere. Ryan's parents are getting dragged online, and honestly, it's hard to argue with some of the criticism. By 2024, they thought, hey, what's a great way to fix all this? A movie. Enter Ryan's World. The movie, Titan Universe Adventure, a $10 million superhero flick where Ryan and his sisters get trapped in a comic book by some villain named Big Bad. Sounds cool, right? Nope. The execution, total flop. The story felt rushed, the jokes were cringe, and the whole thing came off like a desperate cash grab.
So my family and I were literally the only ones in the theater to watch Ryan's World, and I must say it was a big disappointment. I do not recommend this movie.
You eat leftover pizza? No, the horror!
And Ryan? The dude's 13 now, but the movie had him playing this toy-obsessed kid like he hadn't aged since 2016. It was painfully clear he wasn't feeling it, and neither was the audience. By late 2024, the internet had had enough. Comments like, "Let bro retire," flooded Ryan's videos, and fans started pointing out how uncomfortable he looked in interviews. You know that face you make when your parents rope you into something you hate? That's Ryan 24/7. So here's the real question. Is this the fall of Ryan's World? Or is this finally Ryan's chance to break free? And if Ryan's World is falling apart, you gotta wonder, how's Ryan even handling all this? Like, the dude has been the face of this empire since he was 4. Now he's 13. And honestly, the whole vibe just feels different. You can really see it in interviews. Ryan's always looking at his parents like, is this cool to say? And there's this one time someone asked him how much money he actually gets to keep, and his dad straight up cut him off before he could even answer. Like, seriously, bro, let the kid talk. And here's the thing. Ryan's growing up, but his life still revolves around content creation. Every little thing he does, whether it's building Legos or just hanging out, gets turned into content. Imagine not being able to enjoy something without someone saying, "Oh yeah, this would make a great video." It's no wonder people are starting to think he might low-key resent all of this. I mean, can you even blame him? So how much of this life is still about Ryan actually having fun, and how much is about keeping the Ryan's World machine running? That's where it gets tricky, especially when you look at his parents' role in all this. Here's something you probably didn't know about Ryan's mom. Luan, before she was running this billion-dollar brand, her life was way different. Back in 2002, she got arrested for shoplifting at a J.C. Penney. Then she served jail time for violating probation. I know, people can totally change, but when this story resurfaced during all the Ryan's World backlash, people were like, wait, what? Are her choices now really putting Ryan first? And then there's the whole thing with Ryan's parents quitting their jobs to manage the channel full-time. On one hand, yeah, that's a big move to support your kid's success. But on the other hand, if your entire income depends on your kid's work, where do you even draw the line? It's not hard to see how that kind of pressure might make them keep pushing for more, even when Ryan looks completely over it. To be fair, maybe their intentions aren't bad. Maybe they genuinely think they're doing what's best for Ryan, setting him up for the future. But let's be real, turning every moment of his life into a video can't be healthy. So here's the big question. When you add up their past, their decisions, and their total dependence on Ryan's fame, who's really benefiting from all this? And where does Ryan go from here? So this brings us to a much bigger problem. Family YouTube channels in general. Ryan's World isn't just a one-off thing. It's part of a huge trend where kids basically become full-time influencers before they can even spell the word. And here's the kicker. Unlike child actors in Hollywood, there are zero rules or labor laws protecting kids on YouTube. Hollywood kids get something like the Coogan Law, which makes sure part of their earnings is saved for them. But for Ryan, it's all up to his parents. They say they've set up trust funds, but let's be real. Without proper regulations, who's double-checking that? And let's not forget how much of Ryan's actual childhood has been spent working for the camera. Like, bro should have been outside building tree houses, not building empires. And the lines between real life and content? Completely blurred. Imagine every family dinner, every trip to the park, every time you play with your siblings, being turned into content for millions of strangers. Sure, the money's great, but what's the cost? How does that mess with your mental health, your relationships? When everything is a performance, how do you even figure out who you are when the camera's off? Like, does Ryan even know what he actually enjoys, or has everything just become part of the brand? And speaking of blurred lines, how does this kind of life shape Ryan's future? So here's the deal. Ryan's World feels like it's stuck in a time loop. The problem? The world's moved on and the brand hasn't. The movie flopped hard. The views are tanking, and Ryan's OG fans have grown up. The new generation? They're just not feeling the same old toy reviews. It's like trying to bring back fidget spinners in 2024. Cool for a minute, but nobody's buying it now. And let's not ignore the obvious. Ryan himself, he's over it too. The whole thing feels out of touch, like the brand is clinging to what worked years ago while the world's already moved on. But here's the twist. All the internet drama about this, the memes, the comments, the exposés, sure there's some negativity, but honestly I think it's going to help Ryan in the long run. It's forcing everyone, especially his parents, to take a step back and rethink what's going on. When thousands of people are shouting, "Let bro retire," but it's hard to ignore. This might be the push Ryan needs to finally break free from the cycle. So what's next for him? Ryan's mentioned he wants to explore animation, and stepping away from the brand could be his chance to actually do something he's passionate about.
When I grow up, I want to be like an animator. I think it's really fun to do.
Imagine him working on something that's not about racking up views or selling toys. It's just about him being creative and doing what he loves. And who knows, maybe stepping back will also help his family reset. No cameras, no scripts, just being a normal family, reconnecting without the pressure of keeping a billion-dollar empire afloat. All right, so if this really is the end of Ryan's World, maybe it's the best thing to come out of all this. Like I said, the internet's been harsh, but all the memes and comments might actually be what saves Ryan. This could finally be his chance to step away and figure out what he wants, not what the brand needs. Maybe now he can focus on animation, snowboard without it becoming content, or just hang out like a normal teen. It's not about retiring. It's about starting fresh and building something that's actually his. Who knows? Maybe we'll see Ryan come back one day with something totally unexpected. What do you think? Is this the fresh start he needs, or is Ryan's World just going to keep dragging on? Let me know in the comments. And hey, while you're here, hit that subscribe button. It's free, it doesn't make you work overtime like Ryan, and you'll get more content that's actually made by choice. See you in the next one.